Hi everyone, welcome to Fridays with Fenning. Yesterday morning I picked up my friend Andy and we headed off to Crettingham, which is a village nearby, to play golf together. Tim joined us and we made our way around this 9-hole golf course there. And the sun was out, the sky was blue, I was with friends, no this isn't a poem, and playing golf in beautiful countryside, Suffolk countryside. And we stopped for a beer before heading back and it was blissful. And honestly, it did my soul so much good. So much in life is stressful and busy and draining and demanding, and yet yesterday morning was a tonic, a gift, a topping up of my emotional tank. In other words, it replenished me. And we all need replenishing, don't we? We all need those times away from the stresses and strains of work life, of family commitments, the urgency of getting things done. And I recognise that at my stage of life, with grown-up kids, a relatively secure financial situation, a job that has flexible hours, that I can afford to have a morning playing golf, whereas for many, that's just not possible. But my question for you today is this: what replenishes you? What feeds your soul and gives you the space to switch off and to recover? Because finding answers to this question will help you navigate life in a more healthy and balanced and productive way. At church, we use radio mics when speaking on stage, and every week the batteries are taken back to our office and they're recharged, ready for the following week. In other words, they're powered up. Because if not, there comes a time when the batteries stop operating as they should. They run down and they become defunct and of little use. And listen, that could be us too. We can give out at work and give out at home and in church or in volunteering. But unless we can find ways to recharge, to replenish, we'll find that we can't maintain putting energy in where it's needed. And that doesn't lead to a full and abundant life. So how do we replenish? Well, I think there are some common ways and some unique ways for each of us too. One of the common ways is this thing called sleep. I had a quick catch up with my cousin Graham last Sunday. He's a year older than me. He's married. He has 2 fairly grown-up stepchildren, and he and Caroline, his wife, are currently in the process of adopting a baby. And he looked tired, and he highlighted to me why having children is usually done when parents are much younger. Sleep deprivation and even broken sleep is so hard to cope with because it's a time when we've been designed to switch off and recharge the batteries. And can we survive on little sleep? Well, of course we can, for a while, but it definitely has this negative effect over a longer period of time. And sometimes sleep deprivation is out of our control, either because of having small children or being on call at work or insomnia. But often it's just down to poor choices on our part. We go to bed too late because we're watching TV or YouTube or Netflix, or we're playing on our phones through until the early hours. Sometimes we have to relearn better sleep patterns by being disciplined with the times that we go to bed. And I wonder, when did you last have the recommended 8 hours sleep? The second common way to replenish is creating times of rest each week. One of the 10 commandments that God gave to the Israelites after they were freed from slavery was to have a day's rest each week, to have a Sabbath every week. I've often thought it's an odd command to include, to come up with the 10 most important commands and one of them being have a day off. It's just a bit strange, isn't it? It's strange yet essential if we want to live balanced, healthy lives. I mean, how lovely to be commanded to have a day free from work every week. What a gift. The Israelite culture had been shaped by 400 years of slavery, and slavery meant that you had to work, you had to achieve. And so your value as a slave was through achieving, through producing, through accomplishing. And that's a hard mindset to shake off, even in today's world of work. But God wanted them to realize that their value didn't come from what they did, but through who they are. And he wanted to give them space each week to refocus, to have family time, to replenish and to get to know him. And what a gift. And what a gift to us too. During the midweek course that we've been recently doing at church called Emotionally Healthy Spirituality, there was a whole week devoted to this whole topic. So when I got into my small group to discuss this, I asked the guys what they thought of the concept of 24 hours without work, without a jobs list to accomplish. And all really liked it, but they all said that it wasn't possible in their situation. But when we explored it further, we discovered that it wasn't 24 hours of doing nothing. It was 24 hours of family time, of doing replenishing things, of eating with family and friends, of investing in relationships, of having moments of reflection and time with God, of visiting places we love, and even of playing golf. It's a day that's paced differently. And I was on Zoom just a few months ago as a church leader shared his Sabbath experience. And his Sabbath would run from Friday evening to Saturday evening and would start with a family meal. He'd got school-age kids, and so they would meet together for a meal, followed by a movie of one of their choices. And he said, you have to look forward to a Sabbath, so do things that you love doing. And he went on to explain how he structured his Saturday, including time with God, time with family, and doing those replenishing things. You see, Sabbath wasn't just a break for him with everyone else picking up the slack. No, it was a family thing because he wanted his kids to understand the importance of Sabbath and include it in their lives when they grew up. It's a value he's investing in his kids. Now, you and I, we might not be able to jump into a full 24-hour Sabbath each week, but we could start with 8 hours or 12 hours and build up from there. This is a gift from God to you and to me, and we haven't been designed to give out all the time. We need replenishment. So why do we fight against it? Why are some of you already thinking, all of that is just not possible? Why do we choose to live lives at such a pace that we don't or can't slow down? As the poet said, what is life if full of care we have no time to stand and stare? And maybe one of the upsides of lockdown has been that people have walked. They've discovered footpaths that they never knew existed, appreciated the countryside in ways they've not done so before. And maybe this is the start of a different way of living, of having oasis moments in a day or a week when we slow down and switch off and start noticing the beauty around us, the people around us, and the God who has made it all possible. So, the question, what replenishes you? And if you know that, if you know the answer, when will you make time or find ways to do that? Now, I'm not saying it's easy to do, but it is important. And what simple changes can you make to get more sleep? And what about this Sabbath idea? We need to recharge. Don't just wait for the next holiday for this to happen. Make it part of your life now. Because for me, knowing that I have a busy weekend ahead with our first in-person services at the Forge since March 2020, and with my lovely wife's permission, I'm sneaking off for a cheeky little 9-hole round this evening with my son and son-in-law, and I can't wait. Now, does it matter if I win? You bet it does. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great and a relaxing weekend. Take care.